Good day, Mom. For today, I am going to present to you my hospitality sustainability trend topic, which is eliminating food waste and food loss. But before I am going to start my presentation, I apologize for the inconvenience of my presentation because I only use phone to edit, and it is the only gadget that I had right now. Objectives: to discuss the importance of eliminating food waste and food loss in hospitality industry, to know its advantages of eliminating food waste or loss, and the disadvantages of not having a proper waste disposal, and lastly, to implement zero waste to the hospitality industry. So what is food waste, and why is it a massive problem in hospitality industry? So food loss and waste is food that is not eaten. That causes of food waste or loss are numerous and occur throughout the food system during production, processing, distribution, retail, and consumption. So there are two main kinds of waste food. These are food loss and food waste. Food loss is where the firm's edible food overstock goes uneaten at any stage, and mostly are vegetables, fruits, crops, and typically refers to the stages of production in storing, harvesting, and transportation. In food waste, it defines as the food discarded by retailers due to color or appearance and plate waste by consumers. This may include the half-eaten meals that is left on plate, on scraped down to garbage. So what is the reason behind food loss and food waste? So in food loss, overplantation. And second, retailers has a high aesthetic standards for fruits and vegetables, which means non-perfect produce might not even make it to the truck and ends up through it to the garbage or disregarded it. So third is damaged produce or poor yield management. So it also means that in some local areas who had a low income when it comes to marketing and had a limitation in harvesting technology can result to damage in production. So tendency, lots of edible food will be waste, but in case if the crops are fed to animals in farm. So in food waste, the eat all you can services buffet or the buy one get one concept. This means that the establishment to buy or purchase products more than they can produce in a day, and customers are willing to spend money and waste the leftover food just for experiences. Second is supplier refuses to stock old-looking products that is completely and perfectly edible. And third, shelf stuffing or overstocking. This may be good in other way to have stocks. However, this may encourage the buyers to waste food, and this leads to overstuffing or stocking, like instead of buying essential food or product. And lastly, confusion over labeling. This means that customers did not realize having misinterpretation about labels or the expiration date a product can be, like misinterpretations of labels such as best by or best before, and such that will give them confusion. So next is environmental impact of food waste. So food waste that ends up in a dump site, and some of it ends up in the freshwater areas, which we get water resources. Food waste that ends up in the landfills produces large amount of methane, which can damage the land, and also causes to greenhouse gas that leads to global warming. So as we can see, big establishments were more likely lose weight or waste food without even realizing that lots of people who barely eat it for a day, and also they can bring damages effects to the nature. So why should we eliminate food waste? So here's the advantages of eliminating of food waste or loss. So first is to help to preserve the world's food supply. Second is saves money. When reducing food waste and or organizing purchasing food helps us to save money. Next is help to conserve energy or power, especially to the manufacturers' equipment or the machines that is used in harvesting or planting. Next, it helps to preserve environmental habitat and keeps the environment healthy, clean, and fresh. And lastly is reduces pollution. So here are the disadvantages of not having a proper waste disposal. So first is soil, water, and air contamination can cause a loss or danger to animals and marine life. Third is it gives a negative impacts on human health, such as irritations, infections, and respiratory problems. Fourth, can carry disease, especially to pests or organisms that will get from improper waste disposals, such as rats, cockroaches, mosquitoes, and etc. Next is climate changes. Lastly is affects the local economy, especially having a poor waste management or unsanitary places will lead to low rate of tourist attraction. So tendency no one will go to a place where lots of garbage or waste scattered in landfills or everywhere. So next is implementation of proper waste management to the hospitality establishment. So proper waste management involves the use of garbage as a useful equipment or resources by recycling items that still useful and don't need to end up to the landfills. So proper waste management is important, especially in hotels or restaurants, to avoid contamination, especially when the waste is hazardous. In addition, businesses should practice waste minimization, which they exercise recycling old items, repairing broken hotel items or materials. If possible, they will donate it to those who needs it or it is no longer in use, and avoiding the use of disposable items. And in food waste, instead of throwing it to the garbage, make it as a plant fertilizers and anything alternative ways to eliminate food waste or loss and promote sustainability in hospitality industry as well as to the community. So next is the ways to manage waste properly. So first, reuse, recycling, and recovery. This means that waste can be also an energy resource in a way or a process to extract and transform them into fuels. And on the other hand, recycling useful materials and turn them into a new product. And in addition, the hierarchy of reduce, reuse, and recycle still useful to hotels to create creative ideas and also reduce air, water, and soil pollution. Next is food waste as fertilizers. This is a common technique in organic farming. So to avoid or minimize food waste dumped in the landfills, reuse it and make it as a compost or fertilizers. Next is make a proper waste disposals as priority, like a simple thing as implementing recycling, composting, eliminating minimization of the use of plastic water bottles, and reducing packaging and installing solar panels. By the simple practices will make a big differences. And Lastly, set goals and strategies. And of course, to achieve these practices, the firm should set goals on how to implement proper waste disposals, and also creating a strategy to make all plans work. This is the waste management framework. So, in eliminating food, water, and food waste or loss, in partnership to achieve lifelong goals, sustainability with the cooperation of stakeholders which promote proper waste management, take action for the progress of the firm, share experiences, expertise, and knowledge, organize sustainable plans, and resolve conflicts. In industry responsibility, they are responsible to take action to achieve sustainability in order to embrace sustainable practices, educate the staff, employees about proper waste disposals, communicate with other staff or employees for better understanding and able to share ideas or perspective in sustainable hospitality practices. And lastly, enlarge influences effectively. So next, this is a continuation. So these are the sustainable programs involved. In environmental programs, Zero Waste Management Program. This program is to implement the importance of eliminating food waste or loss in hospitality industry to preserve or conserve the environment as well as the energy we consume. In social program, the BSI group, which they entitled the program Growing a Food Secure Future. This online platform hosting an online conference to provide the leaders and experts from global companies to share and discuss the best way to practice in maintaining food safety and protecting consumers, the company's products, and the entire food supply chain. And in economic program, the UCF Sustainability in Hospitality promotes that this program helps the local economy's well-being and how hospitality industry implements such food waste management. So that would be all. Thank you.